Hey, back again, back again, back again. And I just want to tell you, I love you. I love you. And so, as we traveled, you know, as the Beatles did across, the Abbey Mount, I think it was Abbey Street and everything, Abbey Street, of course, we got my shoes on, but we're doing pretty much the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Uh, we come up here and we went down here a little bit earlier and everything. Actually came up this way, you know, uh, our little stairs where the guy was actually, 12 to 5, 12 to 5 is closed. That's again December 5th. December 5th, all right? It's closed. But the guy was down here erasing all of this graffiti, you know what I'm saying? Was down here doing that for us and everything. Even the Kenya, erasing it all. We'll go back down here to see where, he went ahead and stopped at. You see how they do it, how they did it, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty ugly. So we see a little bit right here where he started erasing it. Still got a lot over here to do. He's just taking his time. I think he's doing it by himself and everything, It's like he's doing it for us, As I was saying, you gotta clean up your own shit right here. This is your own shit first, all right? And cold-hearted, me versus me, my world. That's I'm all white, so you know who that is. I was talking about the House of Black. But where the brother, and he is Hispanic. He is Mexican. He came up here and did this up today, you know what I'm saying? We cleaned this up today. This is where we walked up, we saw him, Even over here, we see, hey, over here they did a good job. They did a good job over here. You see all this right here? So I came back to look and recognize that, you know what I'm saying? To recognize that, because as I got up there a little bit closer, my mental went to a different area of thought, and we just continue to, as we do sometimes. Sometimes we stay on subject, and sometimes we get a little bit off, And so as we got up here and walked down to see the farmer's market, which is down this way. We can walk down with us. I'll show it to you. But the main thing that I was actually coming to do today, share with you, is that we walked through the ocean, walked through the desert on a horse with no name. And I showed you, hey, even down there where the restrooms, those are the restrooms where it said Arizona Street. And it was by, what was it? What do you call it? Lifeguard Tower, number 12. Between 12 and 13, right? But we get up here and we see we have some oceanfront property pretty much around the same way. $12.99, it was like 13, right? This oceanfront property, 1200 block, 12 lifeguard station, right? Oceanfront property, where? In Arizona. They got it. So we got some oceanfront property in Arizona. All right. So I wanted to share that with you, how deep that was. We got some oceanfront property, 4:39 on the clock. In Arizona, 4:44 on the clock. All right. And it's about 1,300 too. Maybe a little bit thereafter. Maybe about 130. You know, so that's even a 133 on the clock. And you know, on the clock, they're pretty good as far as you know, putting up these orange signs right here talking about road is closed, and we're passing the first court and everything. You see, first court. Yeah. Make sure we go 15 miles an hour now on our oceanfront property over here, which is back down to that 6. Okay, back down to that 6. You know, make sure we got some grow ripe here organic USDA. Remember that? I don't believe that USDA shit. Organic, that's bullshit. That's just to put up prices. You know, just reality staring at us. You know, right in the place and everything. You know, right in the place of the face of the place of the place of the face of Satan, Monica. You know, and the MO. You know, everybody's MO is Mo. That's the homosexual. Well, it's not really everybody, but the homosexual of On, the priest of On, 6:22 and 23 on the clock for Jay Hadina. You know what I'm saying? Keep your eye 6:22 on the sparrow 6:23. Sammy Davis Jr. really did go ahead and, you know, kept his eye on the sparrow. Just like Stevie's eyes was wandering, even though we thought he was, you know, blind. You know what I'm saying? Stevie can motherfucking see. That's why he didn't change his name from Steve Un meaning the crown, 7:04 on the clock, 7:04 on the clock, to Stevie. You know, so they can go ahead and say not Adam and Eve, but Adam and Steve. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Vern? Yeah, so, you know, as we walk on up, we hit that 2nd Street. We hit that 2nd Street, and they just want you to go the opposite way, you know what I'm saying? Popo right there, Popo. Popo want to go ahead, you know, police is, you know, meaning break, okay? That's in the I Ching. And then they want to be ice about it, cold about it, you know, just like the just ice want to be, you know, ice cold about that too, you know. At the same time, you know, they marching because they know, and under 757, they know how to count somewhat. We got to go ahead and give it to them. Somewhat know how to count, you know, and that's the reason why, you know, they start the promenade again on Arizona. The promenade again on what street? On 3rd Street. 3rd Street. They started again, you know. All these pros who are men, you know. It'd be the 145, the ADE. The 145, meaning like the 5, the star that came down and broke everything up into 14 pieces. Okay? That's the star that came down, landed up on the titanic plates of Akabu line, which it was at first, and they were already masters of war because the A is being that they just took that to be 1 to 1,000 again, you know, because they wanted to triple on quantity here. They triple on quantity and everything, you know. And the BU is Budo, you know, which is karate or martial arts in Japanese, Budo. So that's the Ke first. The Ke comes to Kenya first. The Ke, then the Bu, then the land, you know, land and everything. You know, so that's what happened. They landed on the Titanic plates there of Akabu land, and then took off and said shh, and went over there to what they call the Good Rope, Europe. Formed before there is League 9:54 on the clock of Nations that went back to 9:57 on the clock back to Kenya. you know. And of course, that of the Rothschilds, Solomon was put himself inside of their AMSA. Okay, I can't even remember the other ones right now, but we get back, refresh. Just like we went and dipped our feet inside of the water right there, you know what I'm saying? Let them waves of the ancestors come back on us, you know. Just sit there and let them waves of the ancestors roll back on us like that, you know. You got to learn how to go ahead and let that happen too, even though, especially in these retrogrades, that's what's going on. That's what's going on, you know. Don't be afraid to dismount whatever bullshit anybody tells you. Don't be afraid to do that either. 151 on the clock. That Jesus Christ 151. All right. Now, we don't necessarily have to take the Jesus, but the Christ 1107. 1107. Yeah. The Cristo 1111. Oh, there we go. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. The Christos. All right. And what is that Christos? That Christos is that crea in which we retain without having sex, that oil that goes down our spine, and then when it's our time during the menses or the month, that they put into existence, for the word anyway. When they went ahead and did that, then what it is, we get 2.5 days in which we all all right. 2.5 days in which we all, in every single mess, or what do you call them, mess, you can say mess, or even mesa. Why? Because these are tabeles. These are the tablets and stuff in which we put this upon, and to describe, the different sections of time. The tabeles or tables. As we say, times tables and everything, like 6 times 6 times 6 does what? Gives us that's 216, which is what? The 2,160 years in which each one takes in order to go ahead and get through their sessions and concessions of time, as we go ahead and pass it on off to the next one and everything. To all 13 of us, And that right there is, only half of the double up. That's only half of the double up and everything, in order for it to make the 26. So don't let the 13 stop you there, because remember that's how this place started, was 13 stars, 13. Okay, so 1337 on the clock. Okay, just remember this, and that's what these retrogrades are for. That's what these retrogrades are for. Okay. We will. Wow. Well, even for myself, as we're 14 on the clock, as I'm going through it with you right now, it's it's sinking in. I have to go back and listen and watch also, because that's just what the Oracle do, and as we understand that 720 on that, you know what I'm saying? Because they doing theirs on theirs, you know what I'm saying? Their time, but we bring it back in. And even we see 75 up under here. You see him? Okay. Somebody wanted to step on that and take that already. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to, step into those day, that day. They had all the other ones open maybe. But hey, to each his own. And one thing I did wanted to show you here, And it wasn't just by chance, these are, you know, so they wanted to go ahead and give them a handicap. They wanted to handicap and everything on the 74. They wanted to give them a handicap, on the whole thing, to where they have actually an advantage, so to speak. You know, who wanted to have that advantage? 73, and then even the Browns. You know what I'm saying? Want to have that handicap. 15:37 on the clock. Yeah. So I was trying to get this. I don't know if this bus was going to take off right now, but that's okay. We're starting back here with the first handicap, a 64. That was the reason why. There's no rush. That's the first handicap. The second handicap was what? 16:11 on the clock. First handicap was what? 72 that I showed you. 72 that I showed you. So everything happens for a reason, Yeah, that Abbey, this Abbey right there. What is it? The Beatles. We walked across Abbey Street right there. That was actually 12 right there. That was actually 12. All right. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing once you just take our time and do some walking, and we just, we pay attention. I mean, we give money. 179 on the clock. Times that 9 will bring you back to that 16:11. And the first 9 verses again inside of the 16:11 is going to have 179 words. I think I said that once before, but for those who are new, hey, this is Pages, Sages of the Ages, and I am your host, Via Hebron. All right? And the Via Hebron, representative of mi mama, mi papa. This is
You can't hear me.
And that of the Big Mama, the one and only Big Mama, and the Most High, not the powers with them double E's, powers, them double E's, and the power with that last tav, that last letter, which is really an X, tav, and of course that hey, which is really like the E, okay? It's really like the E of ha inside of Ge'ez, or the G's, the real G's know about that. Ge'ez, you know what I'm saying? And that of Ivrit, which is the letter hey, in which they went ahead and put their name on it, inside of the paleo, the mouth of Al and Leo, okay, which is OL. And OL, L and everything, O is Omega, okay? And L, L is, remember, there's these little gray suits and everything that they're in, Go ahead and check with Jabbar Bashar on that, those are suits, okay? Those are suits. They come out of the suits and everything, to go ahead and mate with those that are here on the earth and everything. And then that's where, you get the little short, high, and then you had those are the short ones and everything. Now we do have some tall ones that have come from, again, Al went and put his name on it. Debaron is the star of the bullseye that is in which inside of the torus. Okay? Torus and so forth. And so they went ahead and put Aldebaran, and inside of this bullseye, Debaran means the word of An, which is holy sun. That is the word of An. Who? What? An? Anu. Okay? El Elyon. Okay? And it might not be spelled with a Elyon, with an E. It might be with both, because being the A is the first, and the E is that of eternal. So that's the reason why it was together first. And then they went ahead and separated it. And then separated it and so forth. So, yeah. Let's follow the process. The processes. But pay attention to these motherfuckers that think they pros, though. Okay? That's the whole thing. Pay attention to these motherfuckers that think they pros. Because they go ahead and put a proverb inside of that. And if we don't understand the dynamics of it and the utilization and even the diverballs which they create, the morph words, like Morpheus and everything, who was teaching Neo about everything, okay, then a lot of people would be lost in space, talking about Will Robertson, danger, Will Robertson, 22:06 on the clock. Because Will, damn well, oh my goodness, whether it be danger, I forget the name of the robot there, or either C3PO, 22:26 on the clock, who's like saying R2D2 too, R2D2. Both of them, when it was time to motherfucking go, it was like, he turned the hair, 720, he out of there, fuck it. Switch the legs to the back, vroom! And C3PO too, oh, Luke! Look, it's some crazy. Like I said, I'm with E40. Star Wars? Nope. Yoda? Yep. Well, again, Solomon was not, that's a motherfucking damn from Roth, or Thor, as they want to call him, Thor, with the hammer, MC Hammer, with the long blonde hair, But those that came from, the tall ones and everything, came from Aldebaran, which we only had, it's only one. It's very few good up inside of that, with that, very few, okay? Inside of how to say, beings, within the galaxies and everything. We're gonna revisit that again. We'll find out again for us, so we can see that together. We're gonna actually look for that right here, P.o.S.o.A. When we get to another place, plug in, and so you can check it out. All right. I don't know if I'll be able to find each and every one for it, but we got a little, at least we'll have a little something for us. All right. So with that right there, and without further ado, I think we're going to let you get back to you right about now, as I have to go do a few more things, you know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of like racing against something that doesn't exist, and that is time. All right.